Boxing Day, and it's Derby Day in the capital. You won't find much Christmas spirit here at Tynecastle as Hearts and Hibs do battle for the third time this season. There's just one SPL point between them ahead of the 2 o'clock kick-off. It's live and exclusive on Setanta Sports. This season's first Edinburgh derby, Hibs showed their ability to hit the heights and then switch off. Hearts demonstrated that despite all the turmoil at Tynecastle, they still know how to fight back. And they had to behind after 5 minutes at Easter Road. Ivan Sproul doing the damage down the right-hand side, and it was Merriwini Zamama with one of the coolest derby finishes you'll ever see.
You know something, this was a great game. It really was, Rob. We were fortunate enough to be at this one, and Hibs came out the traps, as if they really meant business. And to be brutally honest with you, I still can't believe Hearts get anything out of this game. Well, I do, because the goalkeeper made a couple of blunders. But Hibs, for so much of it, for long periods, especially in the first half, they looked absolutely playing some great football, midfield, knocking the ball about, and looked worthy. Certainly leaders of the game. They looked as though they were going to totally dominate the game.
That was the first yellow card for Mikkel Yunus, and Chris Killen made it too, Scott.
Yeah, who I really rate, and I know that Ali does as well. I mean, he's so strong and he leads the line well, and as a former striker, he'd be the perfect kind of player up front to play alongside. He'll hold the ball up for you, let you run around him. He can finish himself. He can play in a 2, or he can play up front on his own. So he's basically got everything for Hibs at the moment.
How many times have Malkowski and blunder appeared in the same sentence?
Well, he should never come for that. And we saw something after that which we don't normally see, and it was I think it was Big Jones, Rob Jones, had a go at him in the press, which you normally don't see, but I think he just did enough of it. But he certainly came for that cross, had no chance of getting it. But it's
Hearts were so far out of it, weren't they, at that stage?
Rob, they were dead and buried. I couldn't see any way back, and of course the only way they did come back was a mistake from the goalkeeper.
And they came back with 10 men as well, because Mikkel Yunus saw his second yellow. And
we said at that time, Rob, that I think they played better without Mikkel Yunus than they did with Mikkel Yunus that day. And it was the first chance, I think, really the first real chance to see Velička, and you could tell he was going to be a good finisher for them. Strong lad, doesn't mind having a pop. I think he is top scorer for Hearts, although he's been left out today.
Yeah, he was obviously so impressive in that derby match that he doesn't play today.
Well, he scored 2 in the previous derby match. He's top scorer, and they've taken Tynecastle, who hasn't scored a goal this season.
But I'm sure there was the most logical of explanations as to why he's not on the side. Let's hear from the Hearts head coach Valdas Ivanauskas with Stuart Lovell.
Well, Valdas, Hearts won both derby games at Tynecastle last season, 4-0 and 4-1. Are you hoping for the same today?
I know it was last season. This season is difficult and different. And today is derby, yes, and it's my first derby in Tynecastle. So I hope it's okay.
Hearts were very strong at Tynecastle last season, but this season you've only won 4 home games. Can you explain why?
Yeah, this is our big problem this season, because last season, yes, we are very, very strong here, but this season, this is different. But I hope today is a good day.
Obviously, you've got a lot of matches in the festive period, but you've made 7 changes from the team that won at Dundee United on Saturday. Craig Gordon wasn't playing that day and he's playing today, and Robbie Nielsen was playing and he isn't playing today. What was your thinking behind those decisions?
Yes, it's really right, because there's a lot of games in next week, and we need rotation. We need a couple of players was injured after game, and some players was also tired, so we need rotation. And today is this 7 changes.
And people have said that Hearts aren't having a great season, but you're only 5 points behind Rangers, so still in touch with the second place?
We're trying to win every game, but yes, we're looking off the table, but now it's for us very important to continue to win the games. And last game against Dundee United was hard, but we have 3 points, and I hope today is next win.
Best of luck today.
Thank you very much.
And one of 7 changes to the Hearts team from Tannadice is the restoration to the goalkeeping position of Craig Gordon. He is the club captain. You do expect him to be there, but ironically, of course, Steve Banks, I think, was one of the men of the match, if not the man of the match in the last game.
Absolutely, Rob. It was bizarre, the whole thing that's happened there, but I think even he would agree that it'd have to be sensational to keep this man out for long, because Craig Gordon is without doubt, he had made 1 or 2 mistakes this season, but is without doubt the top goalkeeper in the country, and probably Hearts' top player this season.
He is. He's different class, and he has made a couple of mistakes recently. But I still think when you look at his saves, these kind of saves, and it's not just one-off save. It's a weekly basis, Ali. And I just think he's fantastic. He's made his point by wearing his jacket early on, and now he's got the short sleeves on.
Obviously, watching us in the dressing room before the game, decided to throw one at us there, Rob. I would have thought.
Paul Hartley plays, and that's not always been a certainty in recent times either. And he has this fantastic scoring record in the derby. 7 goals in 14 games for Hearts against Hibs.
It's phenomenal, it really is, for a midfield player. He just loves the occasion. And I think he's clearly not on top form at the moment. He can play a lot better, but I think you've got to give a player of his class the benefit of the doubt and say that that's got to have come about due to all the different changes. I mean, we're talking about 111 changes in the Hearts lineup this season, and that doesn't help midfield players. They need to know the people around them. If you look at Hibs, with Bislin, Brown, Stewart, Thompson when they play so well together because they know each other so well, and I think that Paul Hartley suffered because of that.
I just think he's top class. I really do think he's top class. When you think 4, 5, 6 years ago, Paul was playing down at Millwall and Alloa and places like that. It's an absolute credit to what he's achieved, that he's one of the top midfield players in the country, and not only just playing very, very well for Hearts, but international level he's been sensational.
We've watched it once or twice this season where he's looked like he's not really sure exactly what the manager wants from him, and that's because it's always different managers, and I think Malafave didn't win a game for Hearts when he was a manager, so he had his own ideas as well, and that means that the player has to keep going along with different managers' ideas on how to play the game. It's not good.
And one other team change that we didn't get a chance really to talk much about was Robbie Nielsen being left out of the side today. He started, of course, at Tynecastle the other day in a winning team. He's not even among the subs.
Here's Rob. Edinburgh is a city divided by a rivalry that stretches back almost 120 years. It's personal. It's Hearts against Hibs. And Mike McCurry's whistle has got us underway, and Scott Brown has immediately won a free kick on his return to the team. Brown is back, but Thompson isn't. Here is Brown. Just went behind Michael Stewart. Drellier almost caught out then. Brown. Stewart. Shields. And it drops for Benjaloun, who should have given Hearts the lead. Hibs the lead after 35 seconds.
Well, I have to say, I thought that was in from the angle we were at. It was a great strike. They work it well, Hibs. Stewart clips it in. He's not been picked up. He's got time and space, and the Scotland goalkeeper's got absolutely no chance here. Oh, it's a foot wide. And John Collins, he thinks it's in so early in the game. What a chance for a great start for Hibs.
That would have been a spectacular start. Benjaloun firing wide. Just over half a minute on the clock.
You have to say, it was slack defending at the back from Hearts, and I spoke about them and the teams before the game. I didn't think it was a particularly strong back four, and it was on that right hand side where Barras is playing right back, but there was time and space for Benjaloun. What a chance from so early on.
Well, he's smiling a bit, but will Hibs rue that? They might do straight away, because it's come across to Hartley. Paul Hartley with less than 2 minutes on the clock. He always scores against his former club Hibs, and he hasn't hung around here. He's got them in his sights again.
Well, give us a smile. What about that? What a start. I mean, they should have been 1-0 down. Hearts 20 seconds or so later. I think it's Bednar that sticks it in, and that's what Hartley's at his best. Flicked on. Bednar, I think, is going for goal there, and that's where your midfielder should be. Getting into the box, and he's not going to miss from there.
Well, Paul Hartley has now scored 8 goals for Hearts against Hibs, and it didn't take him long to get going here. Benjaloun blew it for Hibs. Hartley pounced for Hearts. going to be a card shown here, though, to Hartley, who will have to tread carefully, and it's not easy to tread carefully on Derby Day. Stewart also summoned to Mike McCurry. Passions running high in the Scottish capital. Well, he is going to show both of them cards, and they are two fiercely committed players, but with just 3.5 minutes gone.
Yeah, just Michael Stewart putting his leg across Hartley. It's going to be a real battle in there. Paul Hartley reacts. He's going to be frustrated, but I think I'd have let that one go if I just stuck the ball in the net a minute or so before. Finds himself booked.
Well, those two on a yellow card.
Question of offside here, Ian, when this ball was flicked on. Oh, he's half a yard offside for me. I don't know if Whittaker played them on or not. It certainly looked a little bit dodgy, I have to say, but Paul Hartley's not bothered.
Yes, Roman Bednar got away with that. Benjaloun rising with Zaliukas, and it's going to come to Buzalan, who was challenged just as he struck that by Frelier. We've played nearly 5 minutes, and you get the feeling it's going to be one of those days, one of those derbies.
This game's started fast and furious. Whittaker just pulling back McCann.
McCann delivers, and Dean Shields could burst away. Shields has picked out Benjaloun, who's fouled by Hartley, right in front of Mike McCurry. It's going to bounce away from Whittaker, and Hibs, who could have been ahead after 35 seconds, found themselves a minute later behind.
Well, we were all told that Scott Brown was going to start on the right and go immediately to the left, but he's held his position out here on the right hand side for Hibs, and Hibs is certainly looking to get the ball down and play quickly at every opportunity.
Stewart pings it in, it's away by Christophe Berra.
Well, I have to say, we've got a cracking game at Pittodrie on Saturday, and we've got the makings of another one here. What a good start for the home side. Really got this crowd going at Tynecastle.
Scott Brown challenging Gonsalves. It is a very fierce rivalry, and it shows already at Tynecastle. Rob Jones turning that away. Here's Stewart, though not for long. Mikalunas sent off at Easter Road in October. Jones wary of Bednar's presence. Gonsalves struggling for hearts, and they're going to have to make a change in the opening stages. It's young Lee Wallace who's going to come on to replace Gonsalves next break of play. Killen. It's away by Barassa. Whittaker. Barassa for Mikalunas. That's decent. Jankauskas. That's a foul by Stephen Whittaker. His second foul in quick succession.
Oh, it does well there, Jankauskas, because I think he's waiting for Whittaker to come in. He's sucking him in. He knows the defender's going to make the challenge. His experienced players, good skill, and it's a very rash challenge from Whittaker. Another player to be booked so early on.
Well, we've had 3 bookings in 8 minutes. Stewart, Hartley and now Whittaker.
Well, I think the thing is all but staying on your feet in these type of games, certainly so early on, and especially if you're a defender. You're now going to put yourself in a position. Stephen Whittaker.
Hearts making that change then. Gonsalves limps off and on comes 19-year-old Lee Wallace. 19, but this is already his 7th Edinburgh derby.
Yeah, I don't think that'll weaken him, to be honest. I think young Lee Wallace is an excellent player. He'll slot straight into that left back.
Vera and Zaliukas, these centre halves, await this delivery from Hartley. Tynecastle and Bednar, other targets in there. Hartley whipping it in. Mikalunas trying one on the volley.
Yeah, that's a good free kick in. Terrific free kick in there. It's dealt well by Killen. It's a well shot in the end.
Well, it's been a breathtaking 9 minutes.
Yeah, and it should have been a breathtaking first 30 seconds for Hibs and for Benjaloun, because this was an excellent chance so early on. Oh, and it's a foot or so wide, and a minute later, just over a minute later, Bednar screws it across, and there's Paul Hartley in the box to finish it off.
Hartley very much the arch enemy in the eyes of Hibs fans, and he just keeps scoring and scoring against them to really rub it in.
Yeah, well, I spoke about the battle in there. Hartley Brellier, Stuart Boozlin. I think John Collins has to be asking who was tracking Paul Hartley from midfield there when he was driving into the box.
Vera towards Bednar. Tynecastle was given a bump by Shelton Martis.
Yeah, just uses his body here. A little bit of a shove, but you're not going to get anything from that in the box these days. Hibernian at the helm for Hearts. 7 changes today in this Hearts team. They're cutting down on their changes. Whittaker now for Brown. Stewart, who had a time on loan here at Tynecastle. Free kick for Hibs, who are looking for a quick response to that Hartley goal. He's certainly a player, Scott Brown. As mentioned in the studio, he's got great ability. He will look to run at people at every opportunity. He's got a point to prove at the moment. So much speculation surrounding him. Stewart's free kick. It's going to drop for Roman Bednar. It's his first game for 2 months. He's been out injured. Scored a couple of goals against Celtic in the second week of the season, but hasn't done much since. Barassa preferred to Robbie Nelson at right back. Nelson not even on the bench. McCurry thought about giving a free kick there, but Hearts still have it. Mikalunas, Bednar, Mikalunas. It's gone out. Mikalunas booting the ball in amongst the Hibs fans. You can imagine what they thought of that. Well, I don't think it's a clever thing to do, to be kicking the ball away, bearing in mind in the 2-2 game at Easter Road, Mikalunas was sent packing. Team are 1-0 up, don't want to be making any rash decisions this early in the match, got to play with the head, keep calm. Oh, that came at Stewart at force. Whittaker. Vera, Mikalunas,
Advantage played, because Hart still have the ball. Mike McCurry trying to keep it going. McCann ran into Stewart then and caught Stewart. And now it's a free kick for Hibs, and that's agitated the Hearts players and fans.
And there's a few late challenges flying about in midfield. It's Neil McCann, he goes over the top of the ball on Michael Stewart. And this is the first one, Boozlin. Very late kick at Mikalunas. Both sets of midfield players at the moment with some rash challenges. Michael Stewart already booked, Paul Hartley already booked. We don't want to see anybody getting sent off, spoiling this game.
Stewart seeking out Chris Kennedy, he's in! But Craig Gordon is in his way.
Well, I thought he used his strength well there, Kellen. But he brushed off Brellier. It was a terrific ball in, he just uses his strength. Brushes Brellier aside and he's unlucky. It's a difficult skill straight at Gordon.
Here's Brellier. It's won fairly by Benjaloun and now helped on to Brown. Whittaker, Hartley pounding him, but Stewart now for Killen. Craig Gordon returning to the side today after being left out at Dundee United. Mikalunas, and Bednar's onside. Can he score a second for Hearts? No, Markowski stopped that, and McCann's follow-up. And Stewart sliding in on Hartley. Mike McCurry's trying to let things go, but there's an awful lot happening out there on Derby Day in Edinburgh. Brown challenging McCann. You can't take your eyes off this one. It's been a pulsating opening quarter of an hour. Tynecastle looking for an option. He's lost it to Whittaker. Benjaloun. Cross came Brellier, free kick.
Well, I didn't see much wrong with that first time around, I have to say, but it's all go at the moment. It's Benjaloun dwelling on the ball a little bit. Well, he doesn't play the ball, referee gets it spot on, to be fair, but this game has certainly been to and fro. I'll tell you what, Michael Stewart on the free kick at the moment is going to have to watch himself. Far too many challenges, late ones, he's already on a yellow.
Stewart's quick free kick didn't work out, but Hibs might find another way towards the box. Bouzoulan's flick. Shields trying desperately to get there, but it's Mikalunas who marshals that behind.
Well, the much maligned Markowski in goals. Bails Hibs out here. It's a great ball from Mikalunas to Bednar. Markowski's made his decision, he's out, and I think Bednar's got to do a little bit better there. It's not an easy chance. McCann follows it up, but you've got to give the goalkeeper credit. He was out and he blocked it, but it was a great chance for Bednar and he knows it.
Scott Brown. Murphy. Shields, who did so well against St Mirren on Saturday. Bouzoulan's flick for Brown. On it goes to Whittaker. And Lee Wallace holds him up. Here's Brown. Well, he may want to leave Scott Brown. That doesn't stop him being fired up for an occasion like this. His kind of occasion.
Well, if he does want to get away, and we believe he does, both himself and Thompson, it's all about performances. If he puts it in, no matter what happens, then clubs will pay the money for him.
Bouzoulan for Whittaker, and it's away from Brown. Hibs nearly ahead in the first minute, Hearts were ahead in the second minute. Bredmar is back on his feet. Brelier caught by Bouzelan, advantage played. But a dreadful effort really from Mikalunas, and Hartley furious with Mikalunas for having a go there.
And the ball just getting away from Bouzelan there, from Brelier, and Bouzelan sticks the foot in.
He's just getting a warning for that.
There wasn't too much in it, a little bit late. But compared to some of the challenges so early, it wasn't that bad, but certainly started at some pace this game.
Awful kick from Malkowski. Here's Neil McCann. Tynecastle in the middle, but flicked away by Jones. Mikalunas. Jones there again. McCann. Fallen over, but Lee Wallace arriving. Bouzelan. It's going to sail away from Murphy, much to the delight of the majority inside Tynecastle.
Well, they're looking to play out Hibs from the back as they do, but Hearts are looking to pressure, they're looking to squeeze the game at every opportunity, not allow them time and space to pass the ball.
Hartley. Bouzelan for Brown. Can Hibs respond? Lee Wallace takes it off the toes of Brown and picks out Bednar. And Kauskas charging in. "20 minutes gone, and boy, it's gone quick." Kauskas. Rob Jones fouls him.
Oh, he's clever into Tynecastle, that's what he does. Doesn't always score the goals you'd like from a striker, but he holds the ball up well. Sucks the defenders in, brings the foul on, relieves the pressure from his side. Played at a very high level, Tynecastle. I'm sure the Hearts fans are glad to see him back in the side.
McCann and Hartley standing over the free kick. The centre-halves are up, of course. It is McCann to deliver. Whittaker stops it reaching Zaliukas. Brown. Whittaker. Brelier. McCann got rather bogged down, but he's won it back. McCann now looking for Bednar, but Rob Jones skirts across him. Later you can call or text to vote for your man of the match, and if your choice is the same as Craig Burley's and you're picked out as the winner, you'll get a signed shirt from the Bank of Scotland man of the match. I don't think Barassa could believe that decision.
They come in late and Shields gives the free kick away. Then he makes a ridiculous dive. Absolutely ridiculous. Seen it before from Barassa. No need for that in the SPL, don't want to see that.
No, that was embarrassing from Barassa. Murphy launching it. Mikalunas. Kauskas will sneak in. Barassa. Stewart and Chris Killen is onside. Killen for an equaliser. Incredibly, he misses.
Well, it should have been 1-0. It should have been a goal for Hibs. It's a smashing ball from Stewart, it really is. He's in between the defenders, he does everything right. He uses his strength to hold off Wallace, Gordon goes to ground. He knows what he wants to do. He's stretching for it. It's an open goal. And John Collins, for the second time this afternoon, cannot believe it.
Well, both strikers for Hibs have missed sitters. Benjaloun in the first minute, Killen then. And it's not as if he's short of confidence at the moment. 7 goals in his last 9 games, Killen.
Well, did all the hard work. It was a cracking ball, he was there, one-on-one. He brushed Wallace off, just as he did brush Brayley off earlier. And I thought Gordon had gone down, it was there for him to lob it over him.
Midway point of a fantastic first half. Brellier and Brown committed to the cause.
Well, I tell you what, I think he's thinking about a stamp there, Scott Brown. I hope for his sake it wasn't, but you can see Brellier on the ground, he rushes in, smashes it off him, then he goes through. Well, does he leave his foot in? It's arguable. There's something we know is in his game.
Murphy's got Shields ahead of him, but elects for Stewart. Saliukas.
I said before the game in, I think this back four are vulnerable without Presley. There's Saliukas in there who's a midfielder, there will be gaps, and there has been.
Murphy ready to take this throw. Benjaloun receives it. Stewart. Now Benjaloun. It's going to come to Whittaker. And that's nicely done by Bednar. Oh, Martis with a dreadful error. Jankowskis. Neil McCann. He pushes it past Martis. And it's a corner.
Well, they did well, Martis. But he put his side in trouble to start with. Unfortunately for him, it was Jankowskis who hasn't got the pace to get away from anybody, but it was a bad mistake. McCann's up in support. And Martis does well here because he ushers him wide, uses a bit of his body strength. And Neil McCann wins the corner. But I think there are mistakes, sorry, in both these back fours today, and I think that's why we'll probably see more goals.
Well, Bednar was standing in the goal for a while then. Well, Hartley, I think, might have been hit by something there from the Hibs fans. Something seemed to hit him. Hartley delivers the corner. Saliukas can't get near it. It's another corner.
Looks like he was hit by something from somebody. You always get 1 or 2 balloons turning up at games, didn't you, throwing stuff? Idiots. Let's hope we don't see any more of that.
Well, he didn't make much of it, Paul Hartley. It's Neil McCann taking this corner. Stewart met it. What a contest between these Edinburgh rivals. Barassa ready with a long throw. Killen back helping out his defence. Helped on by Brown to Benjaloun, who's been manhandled by Saliukas. And Mike McCurry wants a word with Saliukas. He's going to show me a yellow card, in fact. I just wonder whether Brellier might have said something to him as well.
Yeah, it's just Benjaloun trying to hold it up, and Saliukas is all over the back here, and there's been 1 or 2 people speaking to the referee and chirping back, and that's why Mike McCurry's pulling Julian Brellier in now.
Yes, he seemed to want a word with Saliukas initially, but Brellier has had too much to say, and that's the 4th booking of this Edinburgh derby.
Just complaining to the referee as he runs past him.
Two yellow cards apiece.
I'm sure Paul Hartley's absolutely delighted to have Julian Brellier back alongside him for today's big match. gives him the licence to drive forward, and he's done that already. Opened the scoring.
Rob Jones might well fancy a bit of this. Berra there with him. Shields. And Stewart helped it on. And Benjaloun trying the spectacular goal kick.
That's a difficult chance, very difficult, as you said, spectacular. Jones is always a threat, being 6'7". Michael Stewart does well here, he just hooks it back in. He goes for the overhead kick, but against the Scotland goalkeeper from there, you're going to do well to beat him.
Hibs shading the possession, but Hearts have the lead. After an incredible start, which saw Benjaloun miss in the first minute and Hartley score in the second minute. And Chris Killen has also missed a sitter. And we've had 4 bookings.
It's not been a bad start, is it, really? You're going to expect that in Derby Day.
Well, tomorrow we're off to Inverness with Rangers. It's on Setanta Sports 1 from 7. We'll have all the goals from elsewhere as they happen today as well. Frantic minutes gone in the Edinburgh derby. Lee Wallace, an early replacement for the injured Jose Gonçalves. Handball, Dean Shields.
Dean Shields now has switched to this right hand side. Brown's gone to the left and he just catches him on the hand. John Collins has changed it. Brown will have a go at Barassa in that right back position. That's what we thought at the start of the game.
Hartley, oh, it's decent, and it came off Chris Killen. It's a corner.
It's a great ball in. 2 or 3 times Paul Hartley in this game from set piece situations has whipped in some great balls into fantastic areas, and we've got some big guns in there today. Hearts with Jankowskis and Bednar.
Another corner to test Hibs. Neil McCann, but it's a fairly easy take for Markowski. Hibs were battering Hearts at Easter Road in October until that error from Markowski let Hearts back into the game, and they managed to claim an unlikely draw. Craig Gordon, though, made a fantastic last gasp save from Rob Jones, who's just won that header. That was some contest, so is this. Shields for Murphy, Mikalunis sliding in. Not exactly a popular player with the Hearts fans, but he's doing all right today. Buzalan's got to be wary here, and he's very wary, striding away from Brelia. Barassa, it bounced off Shields. Buzalan, not quite what he had in mind for Brown, skied it. An unusually poor kick from Craig Gordon, back in the team today and wearing the captain's armband, though at the weekend he was mysteriously left on the bench at Dundee United. Such is Christmas at Hearts. Brown, Buzalan for Shields. Dean Shields had Murphy on the overlap and might have been better advised to use him.
Yeah, that's a wasted opportunity for Dean Shields, because David Murphy had just galloped all of 40 yards to get round the outside, and you can see there breaking his neck to get round them. There was an option for him. The shot was extremely weak from a player who's no doubt got a lot of talent. Dean Shields getting a little run on the side.
fallen kindly for Mikalunas. Barassa a long way behind. Hartley making another burst, offside. Tynecastle missed anyway.
Well, I think he should use his experience here and he should come out. He should allow Hartley to run. He knows he's offside, he's got to see he's offside. Hartley's making the run and he's not tracked again. And this counts as offside, but Paul Hartley's the man driving forward from midfield. I think Stewart and Boozlin have got to take some sort of responsibility to pick the runners. They didn't in the first minute of the game. They found the ball in the back of the net.
Brown up against Wallace. Gordon will gather. Brown snarling away. Mikalunas. Shields closing in and forcing Mikalunas to concede the throw. Murphy. Stewart. Bouzoulan. Brown. The football was flowing until Whittaker's cross was intercepted. Tynecastle with a flick on. Here's Bednar. Rob Jones. Had enough about him.
Defended well there, Jones. They're getting run around at the moment. Martis and Jones are getting stretched. They're getting runners coming at them, getting flick-ons, strikers pulling into the channels. It's been a busy afternoon for them so far.
Lee Wallace aiming for Bednar. Martis won it. Brown's going to get a free kick off McCann. Stewart for Whittaker. Martis. He's found Shields. Lee Wallace has held up Hibs a couple of times now.
Julian Braley, I think Hearts fans must be wondering why he hasn't been in the team when fit this season. Just sitting in there, breaks the play up, allowing his midfield partner in Paul Hartley to drive forward at every opportunity.
I've been wondering why quite a few haven't been in the team over the past few months.
Yeah, it's got to be a frustrating time for Hearts fans. They have got some good players here. A lot of them have been sitting on the bench, been frustrating for them, but it's been a good start this afternoon for them.
Paul Hartley scored in the second minute, but Hearts should have been behind by then, incredibly. Benjaloun squandering a chance with 35 seconds on the clock. Hartley soon made him rue it. Barassa. Markowski has got to be firm. And he was, as McCann challenged. Markowski's kick bounced off Bednar, but went to Martis. Big handball shout.
Well, it was a bad touch, wasn't it? It came straight off his arm. Mike McCurry was looking straight at it. Didn't give it.
Away by Zaliukas. Martis concedes the free kick this time for a foul on Tynecastle.
They're having a hard time, the two Hibs centre-halves. It's a poor touch from him and it comes off his arm. Referee was staring straight at it.
Hartley. Bednar with a foul on Martis. Hibs were thrashed 4-0 and 4-1 here last season, and Hearts also put 4 past them in the Scottish Cup.
The one thing I've noticed so far from his point of view is when the ball has been going up to Killen and Boozlin, that I think Stewart has to get up. It was up to Benslin, sorry. Boozlin and Stewart have to get up another 10 yards or so, get up in support.
Koski taking a touch, encouraging Jankowskis to slide in.
They seem to be playing on the back foot a little bit at the moment, Hibs. The pressure Hearts are putting them under the what rate, the closing down, as we've just seen Jankowskis do there.
Jankowskis. Martis perhaps doing enough to put him off. Aldous Ivanauskas was a striker in his day.
They're not defending properly at the moment, Hibs. Once again, Martis, Jankowskis getting half a yard, getting the shot.
Bouzoulan. Killen, who should have equalised for Hibs. Brown over on that side now. It has gone a little quiet for Hibs. Just over 5 minutes to go to half-time. Brellier presented it to Stewart. Here's Whittaker. Shields. Stewart. Brellier toe to toe in. Jones up towards Benjaloun. Closely watched by Zaliukas. He certainly looks a much better centre-half than he does at midfielder, where he played for a while earlier in the season.
Well, I thought he was pretty poor in midfield, it has to be said, and that was at the time when Brellier was sitting in the stand. But needs must with Presley away. He's actually did okay, the lad in there, to be fair to him. But I do think there will be chances for Hibs if they play down the middle, and there has been already.
Bouzoulan fending off Bednar. It's going to come through to Killen. Bouzoulan's got himself in the box, but Killen kept occupied by Bearer's presence. Chris Killen skips away from Wallace. Still trying to get there, Killen. And he's put the boot in on Bearer there. And Chris Killen getting a warning from Mike McCurry.
Well, he's lucky not to get a yellow. Does well initially, Chris Killen nutmegs Wallace. He then gets crowded out. Berra's trying to usher it out for a goal kick. It's a wild kick at Berra. He's not going to play the ball there. Chris Killen. Mike McCurry decides not to book him.
Aim towards Bednar. And Whittaker seemed to get a whack on the head there from Bednar.
A little slap, I think, in the back of the head. The elbow, forearm to the back of the head. Swinging arms about. Whittaker felt it. Once again, Hibs trying to play short free kicks in their own half with 2 or 3 minutes to go to half-time. Michael Stewart coming short. John Collins has to be frustrated. I think Stewart would be better off squeezing up, looking for some knockdowns off his strikers.
On by Shields, but Brellier will intercept that. Oh, it was one back. Hartley looking for Bednar. It carries to Bouzalan. Benjaloun and Shields possible targets here. Bouzalan unable to find either. Later you can vote for your Bank of Scotland man of the match. Those are the numbers, call or text, and if your choice proves to be the same as Craig Burley's and you're picked out as the winner, you'll get a signed shirt from the man of the match himself. Can Hibs equalise before the break? Brown, Stewart, Bouzalan. Here's Murphy. Oh, painful one almost for Hartley. Soon got the ball back at his feet though, and gets a free kick.
I just think there's a lack of width for Hibs at the moment. Bouzalan made space for himself. John Collins will know it. Looked to play the ball out to the right, but Scott Brown had tucked in. There was no width for them at all. Everything's gone through the middle at the moment, and Brelly is mopping it up, Hartley's mopping it up. Everything's breaking down for Hibs. Need to get a bit of width in their game, need to try and stretch the Hearts back four. Something for John Collins to think about at half time.
It's a push from Whittaker on Tynecastle, and in the closing seconds of the half, an opportunity for Hearts.
Well, that's just silly. It was right in front of the ref. You're not going to get away with that. As you said, just before half time, you put your team under pressure.
It's gone so quickly this game, I don't think there's going to be any time added on. So this could be the last chance of the first half. Hartley goes for goal, but Markowski saw that one coming. It is half-time. A captivating contest. Paul Hartley has continued his remarkable scoring spree against his former club. He got one in the second minute, but Benji should have scored in the first minute, and Chris Killen missed a sitter too. A story of what might have been for Hibs and what should have been, really, but this was for Hearts. Hartley arriving on the scene. 8 goals for Hearts against Hibs. Some record that, and some derby this. Half-time, Hearts 1, Hibs 0. Thank you, Rob. It's been a gripping game between Edinburgh's finest. Hibs are the joint top scorers in the SPL at the moment with Celtic, so John Collins will know that some chances should come their way in the second half, pretty much as they did in the first half. But it's Valdis Ivanauskas and his Hearts team who have the edge as we prepare for another frantic 45 minutes of top-notch derby football. Hartley, though, immediately sending one into the stands. Scott Brown returning to the side today, but Kevin Thompson not involved. They say he's injured. They said Craig Gordon had a cold as well at the weekend. Here's Bednar. Martis for Bouzalan. Stewart for Shields. Brown for Benjaloun. Benjaloun is snuffed out. And Mikalunas launching one upfield. So to Martis. Back for Markowski. Stewart, who spent a season on loan at Hearts when he was at Manchester United and then made a permanent move to Edinburgh, but not to Tynecastle, to Easter Road instead. Murphy in towards Killen. Can Benjaloun get to it? No. Lee Wallace reacted. Whittaker drilling it back. Jones clattering into Tynecastle.
To leave his mark on Tynecastle after he had a bit of a torrid first half. Jones and Martis from Tynecastle and Bednar. That's an early marker down in the second half.
There are 4 players on yellow cards. Stewart and Whittaker for Hibs, Hartley and Brellier for Hearts. Might be a few more yellows to come. There were a few reds last season in the Edinburgh derbies, 4 in all. Michaelunas, free kick in a promising position for Hearts.
Well, Hibs have certainly been a bit more positive in the second half. Dean Shields has pushed a bit further up. Scott Brown's tucked inside more central, but they've given away a free kick here in a dangerous area. I'm sure Paul Hartley will fancy it. He looks like the man he's got options here to go to the keeper's right or the keeper's left. It's a pretty central area.
Really took it then, Hartley. Don't think he would have been allowed to get away with that though. Mark McCurry sorting out the wall. It is Hartley, and Malkowski's lost it, and Hearts go 2 up. Tynecastle making the most of another dreadful error from Malkowski yet again in an Edinburgh derby. It is 2-0.
Well, I've seen some blunders in my time, but that's up there. We're giving them credit at half-time, the lads in the studio, for his saving in the first half. But that's a dreadful mistake, it really is, because it's a poor free kick. It's bread and butter. How's he let that go? What a gift to Hearts. Oh, Malkowski, for me, he's a liability in goal for Hibs. He makes far too many mistakes. He was having a good afternoon, but that's a dreadful start to the second half, and that's a dreadful mistake.
Well, Sibby Malkowski let Hearts back into the game at Easter Road in October, and now he's gifted them a second goal here, a Christmas gift. And that is one position, the only position really that Hibs have to sort out. They need a new goalkeeper. Hearts in command after another howler from Malkowski. Well, they scored in the second minute of the first half, and they've scored in the third minute of the second half. And there's been a goal at Pittodrie, an early one there, and it's 17-year-old Chris Maguire who's given Aberdeen the lead against Kilmarnock. And some finish that is from a player very, very highly rated by Jimmy Calderwood.
What a goal that was, Ian, as well. And what a blunder so early in the second half for Hibs, but you can't legislate for mistakes like that, I'm afraid, if you're a player, if you're a manager.
Hibs have much to do, but if they get a quick goal back, who knows? They are capable. Hearts, after all, came from 2-0 down at Hibs in October. John Collins wasn't in charge then. He'll be hoping the situation could be reversed here.
Well, we know they're talking about Thompson and Brown going. People putting bids in for them, but I tell you now, it doesn't matter what happens to those two. They need a goalkeeper in January, there's absolutely no doubt about that for me. And that's not on the mistake today, that's just in his general form and lack of consistency. Has 1 or 2 good games. The Hearts fans are delighted, but they're delighted because the Hibs goalkeepers allowed them a bit of breathing space. So his dreadful mistake, I mean, it really was.
On by Bednar, and Murphy takes that away. A ball shout from Tynecastle, but half-hearted really. Malkowski didn't exactly cover himself in glory on Hearts' second goal at Easter Road in October either, having cocked up for the first. Here's Scott Brown. Brown has Murphy supporting, and it fizzed across.
Well, it's a great ball in. They work the space well down the left, and he drives it in. And he's got to expect one of his strikers to be getting in there. I know he fizzes it across, but they're both on their heels. They've got to be taking a chance, and he knows it.
Tynecastle has scored his first goal of the season, offside against Hartley here. Now then, back to Pittodrie. Aberdeen are getting that Rangers result out of their system. They're flying. A tidy goal here for Barry Nicholson has given them a 2-0 lead against Kilmarnock. Well, Tynecastle's last goal was also against Hibs in the Scottish Cup semi-final last season.
I'll tell you what, if Hibs don't get back in this game, Malkowski better get home tonight and draw the blinds. Stay in the house. He'll be hoping his teammates can dig him out of it. We all make mistakes, but
I think the blinds might get stuck, actually. Here's Murphy. Brown let it go, and Michael Stewart caught in two minds, and it trickled off the toes of Zaliukas and through to his keeper.
Well, he's got to take a chance here, Stewart. He's got time and he's got space. He's got to be shooting, surely. Wrong option.
Whittaker might just get onto this ahead of Wallace, and Whittaker bursting towards goal, but Bearer blocked it. And Lee Wallace sliding in on Whittaker. It's a corner.
Well, it's positive from Hibs. The one thing they have got at the moment, they've got time to get back into this game. Let's see what they're made of. They're willing to roll their sleeves up.
This is Hibs' first corner, remarkably. They need one back. Shields takes it. And Killen has got one back. Chris Killen claiming it. And John Collins' side have scored in a cracking Edinburgh derby.
Well, I just said it. They'll take it back in this game. They certainly have now. It's an absolutely terrific header. It really is. It's a good ball in. There's plenty of bodies in there. Nobody picks Killen up. And it's a powerful header. Straight into the corner. Craig Gordon, no chance. Hibs back in this game.
Well, he's made amends, Chris Killen, for missing that sitter in the first half. And that's his 8th goal in the last 10 games. You just knew that Hibs wouldn't be finished at 2-0. They have too much in them for that. And is it going to be their turn to come back in an Edinburgh derby after Hearts did so in October? This is breathtaking stuff.
Yeah, it's an excellent match, it really is. What an atmosphere today, again here at Tynecastle. What a goal from Killen. Hartley
standing over this free kick, but Mike McCurry wants a word here with Tynecastle and also Killen.
Well, having got back in the game, they don't want to give away a sloppy goal. Hibs here, got to defend this set piece properly.
Hartley whipping it in, and they do defend it, but Michaelunas will try and impose himself. David Murphy was in his way, and here's Dean Shields now for Scott Brown, who was tricked by Bearer, but Mike McCurry keeping this game flowing, and rightly so, and it really is flowing. Benjaloun hooked away by Michaelunas. Here's Martis. Not the best control from Martis. Kept it in, but here's McCann. On by Bednar. Michael Stewart, last man back. He's going to have to do something here. And a kick towards Malkowski. Probably wasn't his favoured option.
Well, I don't think he wanted to see that, Malkowski, especially not ticking over the top of his foot there. Just want his defender to deal with it.
Neil McCann, his first Edinburgh derby for 9 years. Hartley, Benjaloun, Stewart now. Hibs on their way again.
Well, they're playing very narrow, Hibs. What it is doing is allowing David Murphy to bomb down this left-hand side, playing like a left winger at the moment, looking to get forward at every opportunity. Get some crosses into the box, something for Killen to thrive on.
Brilliant. Oh, Scott Brown surely going to get a yellow card for that. He just cannot get this out of his game. He's booked.
Well, that's just silly. I know he got that aggressive streak in his game, but he's got to temper it for me. He's got to play more with the head. That's just a lunge.
5th yellow card of the game, and I wonder if we'll see the 90 minutes out without a red.
You've got to play with controlled aggression at times, and for me, he goes over the top and goes overboard with that. Scott Brown, it's something for him to learn. He's still a young lad. No doubt he's got the talent. He's got to learn from his mistakes as he goes along.
That's Velichka getting ready for Hearts. Barassa knocking it down, and Michelun is first to it. That's a strange back pass. It's gone out for a corner. Craig Gordon thinks not, but the assistant right over on the other side, who I don't think was actually that far up with it, gave a corner.
You don't want to invite pressure on yourself. It was a close one.
Bizarre back pass. Shields into the mix, and Bednar back there giving away another corner, but he had to.
Great ball in. Great little ball into that near post.
Just outside the quadrant there, perhaps. Shields' corner is poor anyway, that time. Whittaker popping it back, and Dean Shields, penalty given. Barassa made the challenge, and Hibs have a spot kick.
Well, the referee's absolutely spot on for me. It's a terrific ball back in. Shields gets a run on him. Barassa doesn't know he's there, realises it late, and he bundles him over. He gets on the blind side. That's a penalty kick for me. Absolute no doubt about it. You can complain all you like, son. You got on the wrong side.
And the man who was felled was going to take the penalty, but Hartley pointing out the ball isn't really on the spot. And that will keep Dean Shields waiting. 60 minutes played, cometh the hour. Will it be 2-2? It's Dean Shields, it's in, it's incredible. Oh, and there's afters as Shields goes in on Craig Gordon, and it's all kicking off now. It is all kicking off big time. Gordon still down.
What on earth is going on?
Well, what is Mike McCurry going to do here? He's keeping Dean Shields away from everybody, but this could be a red card. Gordon needs some treatment there. Mike McCurry getting advice from his assistant, and Dean Shields, having just made it 2-2, could be in big bother.
Well, he scores a penalty, he runs in, bundles over Gordon, who's down. Why he's getting involved, I don't know. His side are just back in the match.
Oh, Mike McCurry.
I think he's off, I have to say.
I think he is. Oh, it's a red card, yes. And Dean Shields, having just equalised in the penalty spot, and he wants to have a go at Craig Gordon here now. They've got to get him off. He's just made it 2-2 and then was sent off for barging into Gordon.
Well, unbelievable scenes here at Tynecastle. Dean Shields slots it away, gets him back in the game. Well, Craig Gordon does make a move to get in his way, but I think Shields can get out of the way of it. He's no need to get involved. He shoves Gordon over. I think Gordon overreacts, there's no doubt for me. There's no punch thrown. But it's the correct decision to send him off because you cannot get involved. And that is just stupidity. And I don't think Craig Gordon, I might be wrong, but I don't think he's as injured as he's making out.
Never a dull moment when Hearts and Hibs are around. It is 2-2, remember. Dean Shields' penalty was perfect, but then he lost the plot. He lost the plot, and Hibs, having got back to 2-2, are down to 10 men, as Hearts were at Easter Road in October when Mikalunas was sent off. Velička is coming on in a moment, but Dundee United have taken the lead at Celtic. It's all happening today. David Robertson with the goal, Celtic 0, Dundee United 1, and here it's Hearts 2, Hibs 2, and Velička is coming on for Jankauskas, and Mike McCurry's having a word with the police.
Well, we don't do boring Boxing Days, do we? We're certainly not getting one here. You see Jankauskas going off. Scored the second goal for Hearts, and they won't come much easier than this. A poor Hartley free kick, and that's a gift at Christmas. There you go, that's how you like them. Stick it in the back of the net, give your side a 2-0 lead.
Hearts have brought on their top scorer Velička, who got 2 goals at Easter Road in October to make it 2-2 for Hearts. Then it's Hibs' turn this time to fight back, and how relieved will Zibi Malkowski be after he dropped yet another humongous clanger in an Edinburgh derby. What is going to happen next here?
Well, I'm really not sure how much he made of that incident. We know Shields pushed him over. We know Shields deserved to go, in my opinion. What does he do? He pushes him over. Well, for that reaction, well, I don't know why John Collins asking what for. There's absolutely no doubt.
Here's Mikalunas. He's been bundled over by Scott Brown, who's on a yellow card and who's got to be careful, as in everyone at the moment.
Well, I know most of our second halves have improved this season, but this is ridiculous. It's non-stop. Some great stuff. We don't want to see players being sent off. We don't, but in terms of incidents, my God, I mean, Hibs have only just got themselves back in the game. Now they're under pressure.
Malkowski's error seems a long time ago now. Hartley standing over this free kick. If he's going to bang one in from 30 yards, that would just about finish us off. Against the wall from Hartley. We've still got 25 minutes to go. Thank goodness.
I've forgotten how long was left there.
Dean Shields sent off seconds after equalising. Murphy. Brown. Benjaloun. Tame. And it bobbles towards Gordon. It's a foul by Velička on Martis. And Mikalunas holding back Brown. I wonder who will score next. Belted out by Barassa. Well, Valdes Hibernian has seen his side squander a 2-goal lead. But of course, it was Hibs who squandered a 2-goal lead at Easter Road in the first meeting between the teams. The Edinburgh derbies really are living up to the billing. Stopped by Jones. Buzalan now. Wallace lost out to Brown. Killen for Benjaloun. He's not going to get to that. Later you can call or text to vote for your Bank of Scotland Man of the Match, and if you agree with Craig Burley and you're picked out as the winner, you'll get a signed shirt from the Man of the Match himself. Another quarter of this quite amazing game to go. Stewart. Markowski, well, Bednar in his way. It still makes you nervous.
I had a feeling that was going to be deflected back into the goal there. Well, Markowski, the pitch is not perfect this time of year. Cutting up a bit, you will get bobbles.
Mikalunas. Still going. And Mikalunas finds Neil McCann. McCann with a ridiculous late dive. Oh, that didn't look anything of that at all.
No, absolutely. Mike McCurry spot on for me there.
Brown. Brown thought he might have had a free kick there, but it's just a goal kick. There's been a goal in a crunch game at East End Park. Dunfermline against Motherwell, and it's the visitors who've gone in front through Mark Fitzpatrick. Celtic 1-0 down at home to Dundee United. Aberdeen 2-0 up at home to Kilmarnock. No goals at St Mirren yet, but it's all happening everywhere else. On by Bednar. And Mikalunas! Saulius Mikalunas makes his mark. Hearts 3, Hibs 2 in an epic Edinburgh derby.
Well, no wonder he's getting mobbed by his players. And John Collins is frustrated because what a finish from Mikalunas. They don't deal with it, Hibs, as the ball comes in. It's not a great ball in, and they don't clear it. They allow it to run across them to the edge of the box. Mikalunas can win off the right hand side on his weaker left foot, and Malkowski's getting no chance. That is a top class finish in a game like this after losing 2 goals to take the lead again. And what a finish from Mikalunas. What a blow for Hibs.
Sent off against Hibs in October. He has scored a screamer there to give Hearts the edge. "20 minutes to go, and you don't really want it to end then."
Well, what a game. There's something else going to happen.
Mikalunas, who's had some stick from the fans lately, pulled a Christmas cracker there to put Hearts 3-2 up.
Stephen Whittaker said he plays the ball, but he caught Brayley's legs as well. But what a game. What a finish from Mikalunas. They don't deal with it, Hibs. And it's a poor ball across. It sort of trickles across to him. And it's bobbling about as well. And that's great technique, you have to say. He's taking some stick from the crowd, but that's the way to answer them here in a derby at home. That could be the winner. But with 20 minutes or so to go, who knows?
Anything can happen yet, because anything has happened so far.
Well, a day of emotions for John Collins as well. Side of some great chances, but they're still back in the game. Shoot themselves in the foot with the shield sending off. Stupid, really. And they lose a poor goal, it has to be said, defensively, but a great finish from Michael Innes.
The biggest crowd of the season at Tynecastle being treated to an absolute thriller.
Well, I know we sort of lambast some foreign players that come into this country a bit diving, but I've got a big question mark over Craig Gordon's part in that. I know he was thrown to the ground, but well, for me, he stayed down a bit too long. Still think Shields deserved to go, mind you. Stupidity from him. But it's been all action, it really has. It's been a great afternoon so far of football.
The game of the season. Velička. Brelier will snap onto that. Wallace. Benjaloun with the tackle.
Well, we did say both of these defences are a little bit weak. There has been goals.
On by Killen to Benjaloun. Hearts are going to bring on Michael Pospisil soon. Hibs have got a free kick.
Yeah, Hartley takes the ball away, but it's Breley who makes the challenge. It's Breley who gives the free kick away. It's good play from Benjaloun, taking a bit of pressure off his side.
Can the 10 men of Hibs bounce back again? Dean Shields sent off for clattering into Craig Gordon after scoring from the spot to make it 2-2. Can Hibs make it 3-3? Curry's watching something here. Velička, or rather Tynecastle and Jones. It's going to be taken by David Murphy. And a free kick given against Jones as he and Martis both got involved there. Ivanauskas's team back in front. John Collins was involved in some great games in his time as a player, and early on in his managerial career he's involved in a classic Edinburgh derby. He's trying to look cool, is the Hibs manager. Not many others are succeeding in doing that here. There's more bother here as Wallace was caught by Buzelan.
Now the crowd are up on their feet at every opportunity, and it's Buzelan again with a late challenge. That's dangerous, it's clumsy, absolutely no doubt. Yellow card. Lucky lad Buzelan. Goes in high and late, studs up. It's a dangerous challenge. Wallace gets up on his feet to his credit.
He's the fourth Hibs player to be booked today. Here comes Pospisil, the Czech striker who made his first start since August at Dundee United on Saturday. He's taking the place of his fellow countryman Roman Bednar.
Yeah, he's worked hard this afternoon, Bednar. He's always been a handful for Martis and Jones, running the channels, stretching him at every opportunity. Time for a breather, get some fresh legs on. Michael Pospisil.
Wallace will take the free kick. Pospisil looking to get involved straight away. Buzelan spinning away from danger and finding Murphy. Stewart now for Murphy. Brown. Oh, Brown Nearly had to kick it. Brilliant then, but he's come away with the ball, Brown. And here's Chris Killen and Whittaker. Oh, it's come off both posts. Doesn't that just sum up the day? It seemed to hit both posts. Astonishing.
Well, unbelievable. He's getting applauded from his manager for overlapping. It's the right back here getting forward. They're down to 10 men. We know they want to get back in the game. It's a great run. It hits both posts. The Scotland goalkeeper is beating all hands down. How is that not going in the back of the net? What great play from the right back. Unbelievable. It's end-to-end stuff. Oh, my goodness.
Well, he's one of the few people who haven't scored for Hibs yet this season. He won't come much closer than that. Stephen Whittaker hits both posts. Brown delivers. Killen in there. Marty's in there. Jones in there too, but Hart's clear it. Stewart back in. And now an outlet. And some breathing space for Hart. A bit more than breathing space. Hartley's making a great run if Mikalunas can find him. Velichka's in space the other side too, but it doesn't work out. End to end, non-stop.
Well, there may yet be one or two twister turns in this game, but that was unbelievable. A couple of minutes ago from Stephen Whittaker. I mean, it really was. There's been some chances in this match.
Buzalan for Whittaker. He's got the throw. Buzalan picks out Murphy admirably. Murphy towards Chris Killen. McCann. With another match for you tomorrow night. Inverness and Rangers. Follow this, 7 o'clock, Setanta Sports 1.
Well, it's got a lot to live up to, isn't it, tomorrow, for excitement. And that's what we want to see, games like this. People are getting their money's worth today, there's no doubt about that.
Scott Brown on a surge, Buzalan takes over. Here's Whittaker. Turned away by Zaliukas. Murphy. Oh, it's came off Barassa, and then Zaliukas just has to slip it out. And Hibs in front of their fans at that end are giving it a right old go in their quest for an equaliser. Murphy looking for Rob Jones to flick this on. He was closely watched. Martis almost giving Hartley a glimpse. Whittaker, who hit both posts. So unlucky, but here he goes again. And Barassa belted away. Michael Stewart minding the shop as the 10 men of Hibs go all out for an equaliser. Klosky getting some stick from the Hearts fans. He'll probably get a fair bit from the Hibs fans when this is all over and the dust has settled for that mistake which led to Hearts' second.
Well, I've got to credit the players today from both sides. They've rolled their sleeves up. They've given us a real thriller so far. No quarter given.
And they're still slugging away at each other with less than 10 minutes remaining on an awesome afternoon at Tynecastle.
Well, I still think Hibs feel with 10 men they can still get back into this match. Still pushing forward.
Martis. Markowski's quick return to Jones really shows how anxious he is. I don't think they want to give the ball back to him half the time.
I don't think he wants it, to be fair to the lad. With the baubles out there, the last thing he wants is to make another mistake. He's under pressure as it is.
Barassa and Mikalunas on a different planet there.
Well, marauding right back, Stephen Whittaker, excellent young player, always prepared to get forward, overlaps Killen here, Killen spots him, does well, off the left hand post and unbelievably back off the right hand post. John Collins cannot believe it.
Unbelievably unlucky. Hibs though far from finish yet. Barras has been caught there by Butelan, who's got to be wary, was put not long ago. Craig Gordon suggesting that maybe action should be taken against Butelan there.
Well, he wants to stop his goals, Craig Gordon. There's no doubt. It's a free kick, but there's nothing in it. It's a free kick, get on with it. Barras is complaining about. When you think about the chances Hibs had in the first half as well, two very good ones, one great one you have to say for Killen as well. This game could have been so different for them.
Oh, Whittaker and McCann on a collision course. Hartley racing through, but Jones will deal with it. Elsewhere, Celtic trailing at home to Dundee United, Motherwell 1-up at Dunfermline, Aberdeen 2-0 up at home to Kilmarnock. But no prizes for guessing where the game of the day has been today.
Well, Paul Hartley looking to get forward at every opportunity, but I just feel now he's got to pull the reins in a little bit. With Hibs down to 10 men, he's got to sit in a bit. 83 minutes on the clock, got to play with the head.
An awful kick from Malkowski. He's having an absolute nightmare again in an Edinburgh derby.
And he's getting pelters from the Hibs fans at the opposite end. Malkowski not happy with him.
Well, John Collins is going to have to sort that position out. And he'll have to do it in January at this rate. Too many mistakes from Malkowski.
Some of their play at times is excellent, Hibs, but no, they can't keep afford to make mistakes at the back, and he'll know it. They're gifting people goals, they're not having to work for it.
Martis with a mistake, which has given McCann a chance. Malkowski will get hold of that.
No, and that was another gift there, giving the ball away, and they got away with it that time. But
Barassa setting up Mikalunas, who has another whack at goal, but Jones in the way. It was his fantastic finish that put Hearts back in front.
It was a cracker, wasn't it? It really was. Much maligned at times, Mikalunas.
Velichka, handball as it bounced off Jones. Handball shout that was. Corner.
And a shout for handball here. Straight off the stomach. Some fans will claim for anything, won't they?
Bang in the middle.
This is where Hearts want to be. 3-2 up down the Hibs end.
Neil McCann sends it in. Hartley will give it back to McCann to try again. Malkowski able to keep hold of that. Last chance to vote for your man of the match. Call or text, and if you agree with Craig Berlin, you'll pick that as the winner. You'll get a signed shirt from the Bank of Scotland man of the match. The last 5 minutes of a quite extraordinary Edinburgh derby. Here's Whittaker, the game he's had. Can he dance his way through? Not quite. Christoph Behrer boots it away. Skived down by McCann, although like McCurry ways play on. Butelan, Barassa stretching, missed kick from Mikalunas. That's the other side of him. Barassa with a foul on Benjaloun.
Well, he's got his foot up there. Barassa comes in with his studs high. That's why Mike McCurry gives it. The studs are up a little bit. Definitely wins the ball. He's giving a free kick away. Well, Hibs get anything left in. Can Hearts see it out?
I wouldn't be surprised if they did have something left. Murphy sending it in. Craig Gordon's come for that. He's dropped it though. He might get to this one. He hasn't, but he's been fouled this time. Free kick Hearts.
Well, it wasn't convincing from the Scotland goalkeeper. There's a lot of bodies in there. It's his own player, he gets caught underneath and he drops it and Hibs players pile in. Oh well, he's killing, got his arm up, I don't know. Keepers do get protection in that 6-yard box and he got it there, Craig Gordon. Because it wasn't convincing. I suppose whatever happens today now in this game, the talking point will be the pile up in the goal that involved Shields when he scored the penalty, and Craig Gordon.
Well, the 6-2 to Hibs game a few years ago was absolutely remarkable. This one has been pretty similar. Jones has got to stop Velička here. And Hibs, with their 10 men, grab a late equaliser. Martis is going nowhere fast. That'll do for Hearts.
Well, it's been a really enjoyable game. Not for that man so far. A good advert for the SPL. Not always the greatest of football, but fantastic endeavour and commitment from the players. Some great finishes, best of all Mikalunas, to give Hearts a 3-2 lead. This crowd today here have had their money's worth. It's been a great atmosphere. Fantastic Boxing Day. Tynecastle, great Edinburgh derby.
Mikalunas rising with Murphy inside the last minute of the 90. Hibs will want a few minutes added on. Mistake from Brown, presented it to McCann. Foul, was it by Whittaker? Yes. All good things come to an end, and this game will soon. Berra. Velička challenging with Martis. Here's Neil McCann. Markowski gets to grips with that. It's going to be 3 minutes added on. Killen chasing with Berra. Hibs plugging away. They were 2-0 down. They came back to 2-2, but then lost Dean Shields after he'd equalised from the penalty spot. But barging into Craig Gordon. Can they recover again? Whittaker will have to try again. Stewart. Jones. Benjaloun trying to get in. Pospisil's going to beat Stewart to it.
I'll tell you what, they switched off there. Hearts allowed the short throw. Allowed the cross into the box. They're going to sling it in long this time.
Rob Jones trying to flick it on. Gordon has it. And Hearts are a couple of minutes away from a truly incredible victory over their city rivals. Hearts nearly there, and if they do hang on, well, the goal that Mikalunas scored would certainly be a worthy winner.
I think Hibs might as well pile one of their centre-halves forward now. Let's take a chance.
Tynecastle is jumping, and it has been for the last 90 minutes.
Not when you put your better players on the pitch in, you get results. And Breley and Hartley today have been the catalyst in that midfield so far.
Stewart always lost it to Pospisil. This could clinch it. Martis, though, makes sure that it doesn't reach Velička, but then gives it to Hartley. And Velička holding back Martis. And maybe a chance for one big pump-up field here. Stewart across towards Benjaloun, but it's out from Wallace. Heading towards the last 30 seconds of this Edinburgh derby. And Hearts hang on. Benjaloun tries again. And Berra's in the way, but it's going to come to Michael Stewart. Rob Jones is up there, but he's headed that one away. And then Stewart gives it to McCann. Martis back to Malkowski. Mike McCurry looks at his watch and blows the whistle on an enthralling Edinburgh derby. Mikalunas with a stunning winner for Hearts, who were 2-0 up, but were pared back to 2-2. And there's one or two others squaring up here. Killen and Berra have got a bit to say. They're going to have to be separated on an afternoon of many talking points here at Tynecastle. Malkowski with another howler in an Edinburgh derby. Too many mistakes from him. Gordon involved in the incident that saw Dean Shields sent off after he equalised on the spot. It's Hearts who have held on against the 10 men of Hibs to open up a 4-point gap between the Edinburgh rivals. Paul Hartley amongst the scorers again, but then he always scores against his former club. Mike McCurry had probably one of the busiest afternoons of his career, and Hibs are still protesting about one or two things, but it's Hearts who are all smiles. Never a dull moment at Tynecastle, on or off the pitch, but the football certainly did the talking today. And Mikalunas, well, he's usually jeered by the fans, but the jeers turned to cheers with that wonderful winner. A fabulous finish, a gobsmacking goal to win it for Hearts. Well, Hibs should have been ahead in the first minute when Benjaloun missed a sitter. So did Chris Killen later. But Paul Hartley pounced in the second minute to score his 8th goal in 15 derbies against Hibs. Malkowski with another mistake, and that allowed Jankauskas to make it 2-0. But Chris Killen made amends for missing his sitter with a powerful header, 2-1. And then an extraordinary sequence of events. Barassa brought down Shields, who scored from the spot, but after scoring, barged into Craig Gordon, and he was sent off. So foolish. Hearts had the last laugh when Mikalunas scored a stunner to make it 3-2. We're off to lie in a darkened room for a bit, but Ali McCoist and Scott Booth will keep you covered here, Rob, and all the goals from elsewhere. One of the games of the season here, the game of the season, surely. Hearts 3, Hibs.
Well, Paul, that's 8 goals in Edinburgh derbies. You must love this fixture.
Yeah, it's always been good to me. I've always managed to score a goal, and very pleasing to score, but a fantastic game today, end to end, and I thought we just deserved it in the end.
Yeah, you've played in a few of these. Have you ever come across a game like that for the whole 90 minutes?
No, it was just end to end. It was frantic, 100 miles an hour, but we started the game ever so well. We go 2 goals up and then we switch off. Hibs get back into it, fair credit to them, and then the sending off changes the game, and we managed to get a great winner with Miko. Fantastic finish on his bad side.
Yeah, so you're not known for your finishing, particularly on your left side. You must be pleased with that.
Yes, I'm very happy that I scored a goal, and very happy with the team spirit and the performance what they show today. Working very hard. Game was tough, and we deserved to win this game.
Hibs put you under a lot of pressure, particularly in the second half. They seemed to have a lot of the ball, but you stayed strong right to the end.
Yes, I tried my best.
Well, if you could give Paul the man of the match, he is the Bank of Scotland man of the match. Well done.
Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Paul Hartley struck first, and this is 8th derby goal for Hearts, and it's a typical Hartley goal, isn't it?
It's brilliant. It really is. I mean, if you're a midfield player, we all say, what's the verdict here? I think Murphy plays him on. Left back.
I honestly think the Murphys
maybe
at least half online with it. That's enough. If you're online at all, I think that means you're on side.
What's half in line?
Well, half in line is right half of his body. but again, I think that is brilliant play from Hearts. It's using their strengths. It's getting Hartley in the box, McCann in off the left hand side, getting players like Jankowskis flicking the ball on for Bednar's runs, which we know he can do, strong runs, gets the ball across, and he's got people in there supporting players.
See, in the modern game, Rob, it's so important that you have a midfield player that will run by the ball and get into the box. I mean, you look back at somebody like, Brian Robson, for example, at Manchester United was absolutely wonderful at it. Just used to get into the box and he would score 14, 15 goals a season. Because if you're a forward, and the chances are forwards nowadays are getting very, very tightly marked by defenders, if you've got a midfield player running by you, it gives you an option. Also, the defenders are going like that now. They will take half a yard step back because they're worried about people going in that direction. And Paul Hartley epitomises all that's good about a forward running midfield player.
And how much of that as well is to do with the freedom he feels because he's Julian Brellier sitting in behind him?
Yeah, I just feel that Hearts, I mean, we all feel that Hearts play better when they've got continuity in the side, and I think that today there was a lot more of that feel about, certainly in an attacking sense. I think from a defensive point of view, it was a sort of, inexperienced back four, but going forward with Bednar, Jankowskis, with Brellier, Hartley, McCann, McEunis, it's much more like the Hearts of old, like going back to basics, and I think that suits Paul Hartley.
I wonder how much longer Hibs will keep faith with Zbigniew Malkowski in goal. Remember his blunder in the earlier Edinburgh derby in the season, and he made another howler here, but that was after he'd made this stunning first half save to keep out Bednar. That was 2-0 if he hadn't got a foot in the way. No,
that's a great save, it really is, because it's like as Marty sticks his leg in, he had no chance of getting it, and Bednar goes through, and the goalkeeper is a long way off his line, but he does everything right there, blocks it, and basically keeps Hearts in the game at that point. But unfortunately, him, little did we know what was to follow up later on at the beginning of the second half. There's a lovely through ball there.
But Marcus gets caught, doesn't he? And he got caught, I think, maybe 4 or 5 occasions today. And he has looked good with Rob Jones.
He didn't look his normal self today, I didn't think, actually.
He was definitely under par.
Chris Killen had a terrific first half chance to get Hibs back on terms, and you do expect him to tuck these sort of opportunities away.
Yeah, look at the pass here. First time pass, weighted magnificently. He does everything right, holds off Wallace, and then just at the last minute inexplicably sort of sends it wide of the post. Uses his bodies, we know he's a strong lad. He should just compose himself and take another touch, even go around the goalkeeper. But that was a big chance. But as we said earlier, his goal scoring record this season has been very good. He's been one of Hibs' top players. And the secret about good goal scorers and boys that want to take chances, you don't let that bother him, and he didn't let that bother him, as we saw later in the second half.
In the way that you didn't let it bother you.
I never used to let anything bother me.
But it was amazing first half, Scott, really, wasn't it? Because Hearts went in 1 up, and when you see those sort of quality of opportunities, it could have been Hibs that were ahead.
It was just an open match, and when you've got good players, certainly good midfield players that can open up teams. You saw the Michael Stewart's pass. You've got players like that can just see a pass. It only takes a second, and I just think on that occasion there, Wallace didn't tuck in enough, and it allowed that wee channel in between the fullback and the centre half. And Killen exploits that really well, and it just needed to have a little bit more composure on the end, and a wee chip over Craig Gordon.
It's never too late to get a Christmas gift, and 3 minutes into the second half, this was gift wrapped from Zbigniew Malkowski. Paul Hartley's free kick shouldn't have been a great problem for him. It was, and Edgaris Jankowskis had Hearts 2 in front.
Well, I mean, that is an official Boxing Day Christmas present. There's no getting away from that, Rob. I mean, the goalkeeper, it's not Paul Hartley's best free kick. He doesn't even need to dive. He should just be gathering that up and pulling it into his chest. But he inexplicably even drops it, and I don't know what he's trying to do here.
I read something this week about Malkowski, and he said that he doesn't think about matches prior to matches, only starts thinking about the match when he arrives at the ground on the day, and that must be to do with nerves or something.
A bizarre Boxing Day moment, this one, the good, the bad and the ugly, I suppose, from Dean Shields. Firstly, the penalty award, won by himself, getting in behind Barasa. Was there much contact there?
I don't think there's much contact, but it doesn't have to be, because what Shields does well is he times his run well and then takes it in front of Barasa, so he makes Barasa have to make a decision here. And for me, I think there's contact there, and contact in the box when the ball's away, and I think Shields is getting there, and that's it. But look at this. I mean, I said earlier that it's maybe down to the overzealous nature of the match up until that point, but he does. The ball goes in the right hand side, and then he changes his direction, and then he just picks out Gordon.
Yeah, John Collins is right. It wasn't a punch, but is that the key element of the argument?
No, it's not a key argument at all.
What is
he doing? And his right hand comes up. There's no punch thrown. He's correct. But look, bang, across his throat and the lower level of his chin.
I mean, Craig thought, Paul, that Craig Gordon made a lot of that in commentary, and did you agree with that?
It's a forearm smash. I mean, I thought that Craig Gordon, I didn't expect it for a start, and the first he probably saw was Shields actually upon him with his elbow or pushing him. I don't think that Craig Gordon can do much about that. I really don't. I think for Craig Burley, he feels that he was maybe play acting slightly. I don't agree. I think that Shields has hit him at some force.
And I think his reaction afterwards tells you how fired up he was.
Well, he actually looks as though he's quite lucky not to get a second red card. We've seen the circumstances where players have got sent off again for overreacting. And I think to be fair, Rob Jones does very well in just sort of calming the situation down and getting him off the park with a one red.
But let's have a look at this. This is what happened after the first Hibs goal, and it might give us a little clue as to what happened a little bit later. There's Craig Gordon with the ball in his hands, and he is just not giving it back after Chris Killen header, and that maybe tells you something about the urgency in Dean Shields about getting it back after he'd scored the penalty. So he's not letting you have it, and then he throws it to the side.
Yeah, but then Shields should be going to get the ball, not to go right through Craig Gordon. Okay, that upsets you when you're a player and you're desperate to get the game going again. You're getting yourself back into the game, and they go 2-2, and Shields takes the penalty, takes the pressure, scores a good penalty, and just gets carried away. You just cannot say that because if Craig Gordon does that it's okay to do that. It's just not possible.
Yeah. No, I think to be honest with you, I think Craig Gordon is probably a little bit out of order. There when the first goal goes in, but he should probably just let them get the ball and go on with the game rather than tag.
That happens all the time, doesn't it?
Of course it does. It happens all the time. But the interesting angle that we saw, and we'll maybe see it again, is from behind the goal. And Scott's right. When he scores the goal, when the ball hits the back of the net, it's as if he actually changes direction. It's as if he changes direction to run into Craig Gordon. And I don't think Craig Gordon's expecting it. I think that's why. And the momentum, whether it's 10 stone running into 13 stone, that's absolutely immaterial. If you're standing there not expecting something, somebody with 8 stone can run up and hit you. You're going down whether you like it or not. And I just think the whole thing was madness, really. Madness.
You're talking about 2 turning points, aren't you, in quick succession? Because at one moment Hibs have equalised. They've turned the game around. And then Dean Shields gets himself sent off.
Yeah, and John Collins said it, that he felt at that stage that he was, his team were going to go on and win the game. And look, he runs, he's going towards the ball. The ball goes across, and then he just follows through him. And okay, the ball by that point has gone behind Craig Gordon, but it doesn't matter. Craig Gordon's nowhere near the ball. If Craig Gordon had got the ball, started doing the same scenario again where he's holding off him, then you can see why he would be exasperated. But he didn't even get a chance to do that, and before he knew it, Shields was upon him. And as John Collins said, I think that they were on the up, and if he hadn't done that and he'd stayed with 11 men, with the way that they played after that with 10 men, you could have seen them go on to win the match.
And you mentioned it as well. Do you know who were fantastic today? Actually, both sets of fans were fantastic. I mean, I've been to a few Edinburgh derbies over the years, Rob, and I've thoroughly enjoyed them, but today I thought both sets of fans really, really got behind their team. And it was a real, especially at the end of the game there, and the Hibs fans, they never moved, and the Hibs players went to their fans and thanked them for the support. It was a wonderful atmosphere today. Obviously, Hibs fans will be going home disappointed, but I thought, both sets of fans created and helped make a great game.
And they were very complimentary to you as well outside the studio, weren't they, a little bit earlier?
I don't know so much about that, mate, but there you are.
A Christmas cracker it was, the winner from Mikel Eunice, 70 minutes on the clock when Hearts scored their 3rd goal of the game, and this game deserved a special goal to decide it, and this was special.
I'll tell you what, it is not half special. What a goal it is. I think Neil McCann initially does the good work. The ball comes over on the left hand side. I'll tell you something, we're going to see it from another angle, and it bobbles up perfectly for him, and it's a wonderful finish. Just come this angle here, watch, and it comes bang. It's a terrific finish because it's not his good side, and it's not an easy ball to take.
It's one of those, you see it coming as well, and everyone knows you're going to shoot, and it's coming on your bad foot. And if you just don't catch it right, it's up
they
in
can
Rose.
go anywhere.
And I mean, I thought it was good initial play from Bednar, who I thought did really well for coming back into a game from a long time out. Plays the ball wide, get a little bit of luck, goes through a few legs, then it comes to Michael Eunice. And you're right, just as he's away to hit it, and you see it from behind Michael Eunice, it just bobbles, and his foot's above the ground, so he catches it flush. If he thinks the ball's not bobbling, or if he just doesn't catch it right, it's anywhere.
Do you two notice a bobble because you've blamed them so often?
I had a career of bobble, to be honest. No, but it's amazing.
And not Christmas bobble, either.
No, but when the ball comes across, all you do with a ball coming across at that pace, all you do is try and get your head over it, make a good contact on it, and hit the target. That's all you can do. And what you got there was a real bonus.
That'll help Michael Eunice because he's been slated a lot this season, hasn't he?
He has. He's been getting pelters, and the fans just don't want him in the team anymore. They feel that he's only in the team because he's Lithuanian, and I think that maybe a few of the players have maybe thought that as well. But I tell you, on the performance of today, if he can get back to doing that week in, week out, he'll be a real player. And I think he did that for the first 2, 3, 4 months when he arrived at Hearts. I thought he was a really good prospect. He's only 22 years of age, so he will learn a lot more through experience. But today, I think you're right. I think that might help him a lot.
Well, Vardar, 7 changes to the team today, but it didn't seem to affect the performance.
I'm happy because this first derby game was for me, and also for performance till second goal was, I think, was okay. But we have also big problems, and it's not good after send-off. We must play more clever, more cooler, and this for us was important 3 points, and we have 3 points.
Hearts seemed to be the better team in the first half, but you lost a bit of momentum after half-time. Were you worried when Hibs pulled it back to 2-2?
Yes, Hibs come back, but we have a character team, we have a very good team spirit in the team, and we come back also, and we take 3 points.
And Paul Hartley and Julian Brellier were very important players for Hearts last season. It was interesting to see that you put them back in combination today, and they played very well for you.
Yeah, it was okay. Both did well. Paul scored first goal, and he was leader. Same with last game against Dundee United. I'm happy with Paul, and Julian do a job and did well.
And Paul Hartley has turned out to be a massive player for Hearts in Edinburgh derbies. That's his 8th goal. You must have been pleased with him.
Maybe this is Hibs this team for Paul, and but for me it's more important is how Paul is how play for the team, how important is for the team, and he is leader. Yeah.
There's been a lot of negative publicity around Tynecastle in the last 2 or 3 months, but 3 wins in 4 matches. Do you feel like you're turning the corner?
Yes, but it's all wins was no easy, and especially the last 2 against Dundee, and now it's just it's very hard work, and I think it's more pleasure for the players. If you after hard work you take 3 points, and I say after game enjoy this game, but just for a couple of hours, and we must be ready for killing game.
Well done today. Thanks for your time.
On Boxing Day, we had a Christmas cracker. Hearts came through by 3 goals to 2. Bye for now.